have stories like that, don't we? How a particular letter, a relationship, a well-timed postcard arrived when we needed it most. I have a story I'd like to share with you of a letter that I've carried for 20 years. I received this letter days after my father died when I was 16 years old and living in Charlottesville, Virginia. I got this letter from a teacher. She saw a need, and she took a few minutes to sit down and write me this letter, and I'd like to read about half of it to you. She says, "I know that at times like these, people justifiably become angry at the world, at God, at themselves, at the person who is dying. And people understandably feel guilty for having that anger. Some people like to talk about it, some prefer to guard their feelings with silence. Whichever way you choose to take, I will certainly support. Please remember you have a willing ear in me. I don't know how your beliefs are holding up right now. Whether you're doubtful as a result of your father's progressing pain or reaffirmed in your beliefs because of the support of your church group. But for what it's worth, I would like to tell you a little about what I believe. Maybe it will help you figure things out or perhaps comfort you a little. I believe that your father at his death will go on to be with the angels in a place, heaven if you like, where he can continue to grow and to learn and every moment come closer to God. He will be very happy and soon forget any of the pain in this life. And when you awaken there, Jason, he will be there to grab you up in his arms and welcome you. What a joyous meeting that will be. I also believe that people who set in their hearts to align their wills with God's will, to live their lives as gifts offered up to God, will not necessarily find their lives to run smoothly and trouble-free. Because we grow through struggle, Jason. Getting through the next year and becoming emotionally whole again will be one of your great life tasks. And God has given you the gift of loving friends and family members for you to go to when it seems too hard to handle alone. I know you will succeed. You are loved. I've carried this letter with me for 20 years. Of all the counsel that I received when my father died, and I'm not alone here, so many of you have lost a loved one, maybe a parent when you were young, when you were a teenager. Everyone rushes to you with counsel and guidance, and they put their arms around you and they comfort you, and that means so much. But nothing, sisters, means as much to me as this well-placed letter. She had no idea at the time that the 30 minutes it took to draft this letter would stay with me for 20 years. That when I missed my father, I would search through a scrapbook and pull that out and think of the life that he lives now. And I think of the reunion that I will have with my father when he pulls me up in his arms. That's the power of a handwritten letter, well-placed, well-timed in someone's life.